to the town of Sardinia, as we are at the Sardinia Historical Society's building, which is truthfully one of the most historic buildings in Erie County. I'm Erie County Executive Mark Poloncarz, and I'm joined by the Historical Association's president, Leo Pria, as well as our Deputy Commissioner for the Department of Environment and Planning, Thomas Baines, as we discuss a recent $45,000 plus grant that was provided over basically for two major projects that was done here were done here, I should say, at the Historical Society building in the town of Sardinia. The building that we're standing in actually dates back to 1829. It is one of the oldest buildings in Erie County. It was originally a Baptist church, and then after being vacant for some time, it was turned into a community center. And then one time it was the Sardinia Town Hall, and then it was purchased or given, I'm not exactly certain, to the Sardinia Historical Society, and is now used as a community meeting center as well as their history museum. And there's some incredible history and artifacts that are on display in the museum. What Erie County did through our Erie County Cultural Capital Grant Program was provide a combined a little over $45,000 for a new roof, as well as for a complete repainting of the interior. So now the community center, the Historical Society Center, looks very similar to what it did when it was a Baptist church. And it's also gorgeous inside. This is exactly the type of project that we like to support in Erie County. When we created the Erie County Capital Grant Program, we usually gave grants to much bigger organizations. And what we were finding out is there was a lot of need in the community among smaller organizations who maybe didn't need $500,000 or $1 million grant, but a combined $50,000 to make a big difference in their community, and that's exactly what it did here. And you think about it, had a pretty big snowfall in the last few days. You wanted a new roof on this building. So we're very pleased to have been able to provide the grant to the society so that they could reinvest and create one of our greatest historical assets, which is our older infrastructure, and ensure that it exists not just for 195 years, but for many, 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 many years going forward. As stated, this building dates back to 1829. Erie County came into existence in 1821. So did the town of Sardinia. And it just goes to show that if you have stewards that are willing to invest their time and a lot of volunteer effort to keep something going, we need to be there as a community as well to help them as the buildings just get old. We do not want to lose these. Once they're lost, once they're gone forever. The old buildings that used to exist that are gone, we're never getting those back. And that's why it's important that we invested in this project with putting money for the new roof as well as for the interior paint job so that this organization can not only have a home, but people can learn about the past. We are here today because of everything that was done by our forefathers and foremothers and the people who settled Sardinia in the early 1800s, who built this church, which is now, as we said, the Historical Society's home. We don't want to forget about them. They're the reasons that we're here today, and we need to honor our past, we need to remember our past, and that's exactly what they do at the Historical Society in Sardinia. I want to thank them for being a partner with us in this project. It was our pleasure to assist them financially and to get this great project done. It's a beautiful place. If you haven't been, come on down, see the Historical Society, see the museum, and it makes certain that you learn more about the great history that we have here in Erie County. And to talk more about the Historical Society, this building, this project, and what you can learn here and when they're open is the president of the Historical Society, Leo Pria. Leo?
Thank you. Thanks, Mark. And thank you to Erie County because I don't know if you know the activist and preservationist of the 1960s, Jane Jacobs, and she had a great quote that said, new ideas need old buildings. And Erie County has been very good to us. This wonderful building, not so long ago, had a drop ceiling and foam, and it has gone through many iterations. We had Mountain View builders come in, they restored it, and then the same Mountain View builders with a grant from you guys, from the Erie County Department of Environment and Planning, painted it. And if you can get a close-up of any point of the artisanship and the paintwork. It's been restored to what it must have looked like back in the 1820s and when they had the Baptist church here. So we are thrilled with it. It's a wonderful space we're working with different organizations to have more presentations here because it's a very popular place for dances, and we do some country dances in the summer. We're open basically from May through October. We do have planned one more December event, and that's the community band, which will be playing here. And then if we can't get in here, they'll be doing it at Pioneer High. But it's just a wonderful space. You don't even need, the audio is so great here that you don't need any amplification, and the acoustics are wonderful. But every time people come in here now, since we've had the painting done and securely have the new roof, which was done by another local company, Dan Hoffman of Hoffman Construction. And so it's all been done to historical standards, and they're just thrilled when people walk in here. So we want to thank you guys, because now we have all kinds of things on the planning board, on the drawing board rather, for under that new ideas, need old buildings, and now you've helped make our old building beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Lee.
Thank you.
As noted, this was all part of our Erie County Cultural Capital Grant Program. Millions of dollars was provided to small to mid-size cultural organizations to help them, just like we did here in Sardinia, meet their capital needs. Many of those organizations seek operating assistance from the county on an annual basis, but it's not very large, and they can't do big projects like this. And that's what this capital grant program was for. To talk a little bit more about the capital grant program and the assistance that we provide to historical societies, arts and cultural institutions, is our Deputy Commissioner of the Department of Environment and Planning, Thomas Baines. Thomas?
Thank you, County Executive. Again, Thomas Baines, Deputy Commissioner of Planning and Economic Development for Erie County. One thing I'll say about this project is that there was really an effort to make sure that the work that was done was by local craftsmen, as Leah mentioned, both for the roof and for the painting of this beautiful building, with a focus on making sure that it was period appropriate, and that was key. Although the award wasn't huge, it was, $46,000 roughly, and we've done awards up to $500,000, even up to close to $1 million. But we recognize that this award was very impactful for this specific building in this community. I'd like to acknowledge members of my team here today, Mark Roundtree, Chief Planner, and the project manager for this specific project, Tim German, who's also a planner with our team. And also the last thing I'll say is that Erie County is a large community. And one thing that we wanted to specifically do is that we wanted to make sure that even buildings such as this, historical societies such as this, were added to the mix. We do a lot of work in the city and other areas, but we wanted to make sure we got out to our more rural communities like this one here. And so this is really reminiscent of that effort. So thank you to Leah, to Deb, to Ted, and the group here at the Historical Society for making this project come to life and being an advocate for this building here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. Last week we were in Lancaster at Hull House, one of the oldest freestanding homes, a federal designed home that was built by a Revolutionary War veteran. Here we're in the town of Sardinia, celebrating the work that was done here at the Historical Society. This is exactly what we try to do in county government, is to ensure that we continue the history of the past by investing in those premises, which are few and far between. There's very few of them that date back, truthfully, earlier than 1880 now. A lot of the old buildings are gone, and once they're gone forever. And I'm very glad that this will be enjoyed by people to come for many, many decades to come, hopefully for another 195 years. With that, are any questions? If not, we got to go back and check out some of the stuff back there too. We got to find a way to replicate that map. That map is really cool. So, can't replicate Earl though.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Thanks so much.